Witness Media Podcast with Kurt Maggs. Kurt Maggs Radio.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is the Key Witness Media Podcast, also the Kurt Maggs Radio Show. About to do this wrap-up with you. Let's go. First, I want to thank everybody who has listened to my podcast. For 2020, I hope to make it way better and be more committed to it than I did last year. And you know what? As I think about it, I think I did say this before, and I didn't do no more shows than what I did the year previous. So forgive me and give me another opportunity to win you over and give you something that you will enjoy and that you will love to listen to. Now, as we get ready to wrap up and leave 2019, for me personally, it's been a crazy decade. A lot of losses in the beginning, but a lot of wins in the end. And I'm going to tell you, the power of having a good lawyer can take you a long way. Finax, for real. And man, there's so much stuff that I could say, but I'm not going to say it. I want to try to leave a lot of stuff behind, and I want to do it for my podcast. So a lot of things that I would talk about, I'm just going to leave it for the podcast. So when it's time, which in January, I will launch my first full feature podcast. So be on the lookout for that. I got everything all together. We're all prepared. And God bless. I'll give you something that can touch. Maybe other people who have been through the same thing can relate. And it could help you get through just like it did for me. 2019 also brought me some wins at the end of this decade. I was able to obtain my associate's degree in business, a bachelor's in business management, and some people would say they could never believe that I was able to do that. For real. People will count you out. Sometimes people think that you don't say nothing, or you don't speak on the same thing or the issues that they speak on, that you have nothing to say or you don't have a thought. But I'm here to tell you today, I got something to say. God blessed me with a mouth. He blessed me to live through things that some people would never be able to relate to. First, I want to be able to also say that I learned a lot about people this past decade. I learned that some people will stab you in the back and move on like they never did anything. Like they've never said anything, and that your life doesn't matter. And to anyone who knows what I'm talking about or has lived through that, you know exactly what I mean. Now, I'm going to say that most of my problems came from people that we say, quote unquote, church folks. These church people, the ones that label themselves as Christians, stabbed me in the back more than anybody that I've ever known. I don't care who it was. I've been around diehard gangsters, drug dealers, people that they deem them menace of societies. But I was never treated as bad as I was as far as the church. From my mouth to God's ears, I will never clown or dog out somebody else's faith or religion. It's the people. And sometimes you have to learn to forgive even when they don't forgive and ask you for forgiveness. So as I move on to 2020, I'm going to just keep pushing on. No problems, no delays, and no looking back. I also learned in this decade that people that don't respect you will be the ones that give you the most problems. And I'm talking about adults as well as people your own age, around your own age group. And they'll disrespect you and then go back behind your back and tell other people that are lies, or tell you, hey, you should be disrespectful toward them because this is what they do. And people don't even take the chance nowadays to even give you the opportunity to say, hey, do they live up to what this other person is saying? Because they deem them as being honest and truthful. It's a lie. It's a lie. I can recall a situation where a lady who was supposed to be in the church and supposed to be saved, she was in a car accident. So she's telling me and a few others about the story. And guy hits her from behind and minimal damage to both cars. So as she's telling the story, she talks about she gave him all the information and the insurance and this and that and this and that, and they went on about their ways. So I guess the guy gives her a call a week later and said, hey, your insurance company said that you don't have any insurance. And she responded to him and said, your insurance company said that you don't have any insurance. The biggest problem was the lady that was the Christian knew she didn't have any insurance in the first place. The guy was very mad, and he made mention of her supposed to be in this Christian and supposed to be this example, and you didn't have an insurance. But we had already knew because she hadn't had insurance for about 6 months. So we knew that she knew when she gave him that information that she didn't have that insurance. But just because someone has the Christian title doesn't mean that they actually practice it and believe it. So be aware. Just be aware. Go by how they live and not what they say. As we move on to 2020, I'm going to say I have a brighter outlook. It's time to cancel out some people. Get rid of that negative energy, negative forces. Take care of yourself. Care for your own happiness. Work hard and all your goals. Focus on them. Work on your legacy. Don't let people put doubt in your mind or say that you can't do this and you can't do that and the situation ain't right for this. You ain't got the money for that. You don't know the right people for that. Put yourself around the right people. If you need money, if you got to work a second job or take out a loan for your dream, as long as it's sensible and makes sense. And I'm not trying to say go try out for the NBA and you know you're 49 years old. So let's not even go that far, all right? But let's accomplish some things and let's make a change in this world for the positive. I remember hearing a story about a guy was telling me that a lot of people that's your haters, they get mad every time you go up and you get a win. They'll make an excuse for why you got that win. I remember even going through school and I wouldn't tell anybody how I was progressing. And when I said, hey, I just got my degree, I've even had someone say that, hey, I helped you do a lot of that work. They never even answered one question for me. Be careful who you share your dreams and your goals with. Because everybody's smiling. I don't care what their title is or what their name is. I don't care if it's family members. Man, please go God. Please be careful of some of these in-laws. Please be careful of some of these in-laws. That's for real. But I'm going to go ahead and end it with this. Let's have a joyous and prosperous 2020. Let's have a joy and prosperous decade. And at the end of this decade, let's see where we're at. Let's set some dreams and see some goals happen. Many people that didn't make it this far. Today is December 31st, 2019. It's time to make that change. I want to set my legacy 2020. So start looking out for me. This is the Kurt Maggs Radio Show, Key Witness Media Podcast. God bless you all. Peace. And God bless. We out of here.
You're now listening to the Key Witness Media Podcast with Kurt Maggs. Kurt Maggs Radio.